And now we come to our finale piece, Opening the Gates, a virtual satanic ritual by Tabitha and Daniel Walker.
Oh, hey, that's us.
This is a performance that explores ideas about isolation, confinement, community, and personal resilience. Nope, no particular reason we're thinking about all those things right now.
We do use some images of and references to topical events here. We don't want to bum everybody out if you came here to get your mind off of that stuff, but hopefully we can get through all of this together.
And now we turn everything over to us. Good evening, everybody. I'm Daniel Walker.
And I'm Tabitha Slander.
And happy Beltane to everybody. Happy late Walpurgis-NOT. And ordinarily, this is a very busy time of the year for us, but because of the way things are right now, we could not be with our friends on this special occasion. So we are putting together a little something to hopefully help people feel closer together in an entirely metaphorical way only. And so we've got our home altar here, and we are going to be getting started in just 1 second. And I don't know. I hope it's a positive and holistic experience for everybody.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
I found myself in a dark place where there was no path forward. Such a place it was, rough and stern, so that the very thought of it renews my fear. In such a place there was almost nothing to living, and I was always full of slumber. Here was a road where never a living person passed, an abysmal valley, a blind world. And here was a circle within the abyss, full of everlasting sighs from all who in this limbo were suspended, a forest of thick crowded ghosts hanging in a globe of darkness, all of us together, But each of us, alone, I would never have thought the world had undone so many.
And here, 9 rings, 9 circles, 9 depths of hell, each of them finite, but also so deep that you could sink for eternity and never find the bottom. The melancholy of these souls is neither hot nor cold, neither strong nor weak, but infinite sameness in all ways. Through many a dark and dreary vale I passed, many a frozen and fiery Alps, caves, lakes, dens, and shades of nothing. Here there is no nature, only the most perverse and monstrous things, gorgons and chimeras of the mind that have no relief.
And above the gates this inscription read, I am the way to the city of woe. I am the way to a forgotten people. Before me there were no things not eternal, and for eternity I endure. These words marked the entrance to that place, and here we see souls to misery doomed, who things good have forgotten, and in this secret place a lake whose frozen surface seems more like glass than water, and enshrined in ice the spirits stood, their mouths frozen, their eyes expressing the despair of their freezing hearts.
The emperor who rules that realm of sorrow, at mid-breast in the ice is frozen, and upon his head 3 faces, and from his shoulders mighty wings to beat up the 3 winds, and from his 6 eyes he wept. There are 9 gates to the kingdom of hell, 3 of brass, 3 of iron, 3 of unbreakable rock, all impenetrable, covered with fire but not consumed by flames, barred to prohibit all escape, and beyond them an abyss of night that threatens utter loss of being to whomever hopes to cross it.
That place is the womb of nature, and also its grave. Neither sea, nor shore, nor air, nor fire, but of all things at once, in turmoil for eternity, unless the one who made them ever decides to use his dark materials for more worlds. Long is the way and hard that out of hell leads, but hell has no limits and is not circumscribed to one place. Wherever we are, hell must be there, and when all the world dissolves, every place will be hell that is not heaven. I myself am hell, and in the lowest deep, a lower deep still threatens me with arms wide open, in which the hell I suffer now would seem to be a heaven.
Hell is the absence of other people, and for an eternity of eternities it lasts, each second adding 1,000,000 more seconds to the clock, which is stopped and only runs backwards and never ends because it never begins, and is always the lightless present, the same now as it ever was, as it ever will be, because it never is, forever.
Unless...
Persephone, Queen of Hell, be to us all the things we might not be. Take our heads on your knee, we that are proud and wild, arrogant and free, all of us lost in hell. Take our heads on your knee and say, my dear, it is not so dreadful here. This is not misery. It's only change from our late lot. Saddest Tartarus will pass in dreams of the day we'll dwell in the world again. When the time comes, we will reign on earth.
When spring flowers melt away and the sun hides, she lowers herself into a lightless world without end. But as she inhabits hell, it also inhabits her. She is queen at all times, and hell becomes her. She is sentenced for eternity, but it's an eternity that ends when the appointed time comes. She is free because she becomes someone else. But no matter who she is always herself, and in that way, never changes.
Lucifer, prisoner of an underworld without end, carries hell always within him. But if he is never out of hell, then there is nowhere he can't go. He carries his sentence with him in all places, and so he cannot help but be free. Every gate must someday open. All the ice must someday thaw. These are things that are meant to last for eternity. But eternities aren't real. They're only words, breaths of air, sounds that disappear as soon as they're heard or forgotten.
When the frost congeals and the ice hardens, to the deepest depths we go with a throng of empty shades. But the endless circle of the year brings joy in its turn, sometimes in hell, sometimes on earth. Persephone, great queen of the underworld, waiting always for the ice to break. Lucifer, frozen, waiting for the everlasting thaw. And when those wings pull away from the jagged ice, expect that by a way like this, we will depart from such evil so extreme.
To place ourselves on the brink of that uncouth road, where now is the ice? Where now are the gates? We don't yet realize that we've passed through to the other side of the world, until issuing forth we behold the stars. Who would not, upon finding the way, break loose from hell? You would, no doubt, and boldly venture to whatever place is farthest from that pain. You whom evil will not try, let you wait for the day when we will never again stay in such a place forever.
With glorious work we make one realm of hell and this world, one continent of easy thoroughfare, and to paradise you may descend, there to dwell and reign in bliss forever on the earth. And so the world was all before them, and Providence their guide. And they, hand in hand, with wandering steps and slow, to Eden made their solitary way. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail all.
Hail all.
Good night, everybody.
There's a light in the forest. There's a face in the trees. I'll pull you out of the chorus, and the first one's always free. You must never go hunting with only a flintlock and a hound. You won't go home without bunting. Even if you blow 100 rounds, it takes much more than what